Good evening, everyone. So today we'll be talking about games. We've been talking about games all this while, but today we'll be talking about learning how to play a chess game. Now, games are actually important, very important for children because it helps them in their brain development. A child that is good at playing games, there are different kinds of games. The board game, this is a board game. There are different kinds, but I'm talking specifically about the chess game. So in this video, we'll talk about the chess game. We'll talk about what it helps the child to do, and then we'll learn how to play it. Just the basics, what you need to do, what you need to know, what works. And believe me, if your child is good at playing chess, it's an advantage to that child because the chess game has been scientifically proven that it helps the child in their brain development. So if a child, say a child of 6 or 7, learns how to play a chess game and improves day by day playing it, not every time though, but he or she knows how to play it, knowingly or unknowingly, that child is developing a certain aspect of his or her brain that is going to help the child in school, not just in school, in the child's life generally, because the chess game have also been scientifically proven to be able to help a child focus. It has also been proven it can help a child in their memory retention. So a child will be able to remember things, will be able to focus on a particular thing, and overall it's going to help the child in school. So this is a chess game basically, and it's a strategy game. It was used by people many years ago to plan a battle, to win a battle. So all the things we'll be discussing here in this game is going to be more like a battlefield. So the board is the battleground, and these are all the officials from different opponents. So this is the white team, and this is the black team. So we'll be talking about it, from here. So I'm going to, first of all, I'll introduce all the officials to you, all the officials of the game. Like I said before, it's a board game. This is like the battlefield. The board is like the battlefield. Now, if you look at this side, I've been able to arrange the whites in a certain way. This is the way it ought to be arranged whenever you're about to start the game. It must be arranged this way. So I'm going to talk about the officials. Now, if you look at the first row, they are like a small pawn. They call them pawn. It's just in battle they call them the foot soldiers. So when a country is going for battle, they send the foot soldiers first before the officials to come. So they are known as the foot soldiers, but in the game they are called pawns. Pawns. Yeah, they are called pawns. All of them in the front row. You can see they're kind of safeguarding the officials. So this one in the front rows, they are called pawns. So when setting up, they come at the first row. Then behind them are the officials, the key officials. Now start from here. This is a rook. It's usually placed at the two ends of the officials. In battle, I think it's like it has the shape of a castle. It's usually placed at the two extremes of the officials, like a safeguard. So you have the rook here, one of them here, and one of them at the end. So you have these two here. Then after the rook, you now have the knights. When we used to watch movies, then you talk about the knights. So the knights is really a horse sign to symbolize the knights. So the knights are the next people you will see after the rook, and they are always in pairs. The rook are in pairs, the knights are in pairs. So they stay at each end after the rook. Now the next people you will be seeing are the bishops. Now, from the way it's designed, the top of this chess piece is like the top of a bishop's cap or a bishop's staff. So they are called bishops, and they are also in pairs. So after the bishop, you have the king and you have the queen. We'll be talking about the movements, how they move in the chess game, or how they attack in the battle game, because like I said earlier, it's more like a strategy game where people used to plan battle. So before I talk about their movements, I want to also arrange the blacks. This is the white team. Now the black, I'm trying to arrange them now the same way I arranged them. I arranged the whites. So the pawns will come on the first row. The pawns will come here on the first row. I hope my camera is not blocking you. It will come on the first row. Okay. And this is the last one. Come on the first row. Just like this. Then, like we said, the rook, these guys, they are the extreme end. And the two ends, they are always here. The same way the white is positioned. Then after the rook, the next people you have are the bishops, are the knights with the horse sign. So they are here and they are here. Then the next people we have, let me guess, that's the bishops, the bishop with the bishop hat. And the next pairs you have, I've placed them. And finally, we have the king and the queen. So now the question will be, how do we place them? Do we place the king here and the queen here, or vice versa? Now, the way to go about it is, a white queen will always stay on a white spot, and a black queen will always stay on a black spot. So it's always like this. So whenever you're arranging it, just have it at the back of your mind that, okay, the queen must stay, the white queen must stay on the white spot, and the black queen must stay on the black spot. So once you position her like that, just the next beside her is the king. So that is it. Amongst all these officials, guess what? The most dangerous of all of them here is the queen. The queen is the most dangerous of all of them. The knights, the bishop, the king, the rook, amongst all of them, the most dangerous amongst them is the knights. Most people, when they play, they try to take out the queen as fast as possible, because if you do not handle her, she has the ability to win the game as quick as possible. So the queen is the most dangerous piece in the chess board. She's the most dangerous player here, both on the black side and on the white side. Okay, so now let's talk about the movements, how each of them attack. Like I said before, it's a strategy game that was used many years ago. So you would expect me to be sounding like I'm in a battlefield, but that's what the game is. So like I had said earlier, if someone knows how to play this game very well, as an adult, you'll be able to outthink your opponents. Most businesses, most CEOs, they have a chess game in their office. The reason is that they want to always be ahead of their competitors. So if you know the move the competitor is about to make, you can outmake that move. So you think ahead. So basically for adults, it helps adults to think ahead, to think like 3 steps ahead or 4 steps ahead. But as a child who is trying to learn the game, the more you learn, the more you get better, and the more it develops your brain. It's going to help you in thinking, critical thinking. It's going to help you focus. It's going to help your ability to remember things. This is what the chess game can do for you. That is why I think every child deserves to know or learn how to play it, so that it will help you basically. Okay, so first things first, we talk about the pawn. I said earlier, the pawn are known as the foot soldiers, and they are the first people to take the hit. So these people start shooting, the people that will take the hit first are the foot soldiers. So when the battle starts, they are the ones that usually attack first, and they have a particular way they make their movements. Now a pawn, this is a pawn, and this is a pawn. Like earlier said, a pawn can only move one step at a time, but for the first movements, if this is the beginning of the game, a pawn can take a double movement. A pawn can move from here to here, or it can move from here to here. So their movements for this pawn, for instance, can only be straight. And once they move front, they are not allowed to move back. They just move front, 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 front. Now, if they want to kill an opponent, if they want to attack an opponent, they attack diagonally. So if a pawn is here and this pawn is here, this pawn can eliminate this pawn. And like I said, they eliminate diagonally. So as this pawn is here, it can also eliminate this one. Hope I'm not blocking that. It can eliminate this here, it can eliminate this, and it can eliminate this. So its movement basically is forward, and if it wants to eliminate any official or any of its opponents, it eliminates diagonally. Now this is why the chess game is known, or people think that it's too difficult because of the so many rules. But the essence of the so much rules is that it makes the game fun. You would enjoy it better if you know the game, if you know the rules. So once you know the rules, you're good to go. Yeah, you're good to go. So that's how all the pawns move. So they move. Their first step can be a double step. It's your decision. Whoever is playing, it's a decision, or it can take a first step. So that is the way it can move. But when it wants to eliminate, it can only eliminate diagonally. These are diagonal movements. It can eliminate diagonal. That's it. For all of them, they all move the same way. The same thing with the blacks. So that's for them. Now we move over to this guy. This guy here, the rook, that has the shape of a castle. Now the rook is its movement is similar to the pawn, but is more dangerous than the pawn. So the rook can eliminate an opponent from its dwelling place. So if I want to eliminate this guy, the rook can go directly and eliminate him. It can travel far, but its movement is horizontal and vertical. It can move like this, it can move like this, front and back. It can go front, it can go back, it can go side, it can go back. That's why it's more dangerous than the pawn. So that is for the rook. It can go front, it can go back, it can travel as far as from the beginning to the end, it can travel. And that's it. Now the next official is the knight. Now the knight is a tricky person. Is those that watch those that watch all those war films. The knights are very, very tricky. They are tricky people, and the game portrays them that way. So the knight movement is an L shape, the shape of L. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. The shape of L is the movement of the knight. It moves in an L shape. Now, why it's tricky is that you will not see it coming. So you could just be playing and you don't know that your opponent is targeting you to enter in a position where the knight can eliminate you, because you will not even know. And nothing stops the knight. Okay, let me dwell on that a little bit. Now, the rook, if a pawn is in front of him, he cannot make any movement. So for you to make him make a movement, you need to move him, and then he can come out, and then move out, and then move to where he wants to go. So he will not be able to move much. He won't be able to move much if someone is at his front. If a pawn is in his front, he won't be able to move much. But that's not the case for a knight. Even if someone is here, the knight can quietly move from here to here. Remember, they said it works, or it moves in an L shape. So this is an L shape, like this, L, like this, L. So you can see the movement is a bit tricky, but it's just an L shape movement. So like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. So you can see it's not someone you can easily predict, because those that play chess a lot, when they see a knight come out, you have to be careful, because anything can happen. You may forget that you're actually entering his trap. So that is for the knights. And the next official is the bishop. Bishop is usually close to the king, and the queen is usually close to the royal family. They're usually close to them. So the bishop, you can see, is standing very close to the king, and another one is standing very close to the queen. So that is it. So their movement is diagonal. They only move diagonally. They move only diagonally, and they travel. They can travel from the beginning to the end. For example, they can travel from here, diagonal movements, to here. They can travel from here to eliminate this person. So their movement is anything diagonal. Anything diagonal is their movement. And the white bishop must move only on a white box. So it cannot move here. It cannot move into here, except it's this one. So they maintain their lane. If the bishop on a white spot is coming out, he's going to maintain the white spot all through his movement till he comes back. He's not going to move to the black spot, except the other bishop comes out on the black spot. He will only maintain a black spot movement. But their movement, all they can do is a diagonal movement. Nothing more, nothing less. They can travel very far. But just like the rook, they need to be allowed. So if a pawn is blocking, a pawn is standing in front of the bishop, you will need to move the pawn out. Like you need to move your step out first, or you need to take your step out so that he can come out and then move out. That's the way it moves. So he doesn't move like the knight, where the knight can move regardless of who is in front of him. He doesn't care, he can move. But the bishop, the rook, they can't move, except you move whatever is in front of them for them to come out. And then we'll go to the king. The king is just, you know how they call king? The king is just more of a figurehead, just a leader. He doesn't have so much ability to win a war by himself. The only way that the king can move, in every direction. He can move upward, he can move downward, he can move sideways, horizontal, vertical, diagonal as well. But all he can do is one step at a time. So if he wants to move, he can move here. If he wants to move, if something is blocking him, you have to remove that thing and put him here. he can only move one step at a time. He can move in all directions. Apart from, of course, he cannot move on in an L direction because L involves up to 3 steps. So he can only move one step at a time. And the essence of this chess game, the whole motive or the essence of the game is to capture the king. So the major thing your opponent will be playing is to ensure that he captures the king, bring the king to a checkmate where he cannot move front, he cannot move back, he cannot move any other place. Like you've caged him. That is when you have won the game. So once the game starts, your brain is thinking of the best way to capture the king. That is the essence. I said earlier that the chess game is a strategy game. It's the game that was used by old many years ago. It was used many years ago. So they use it to plan battle. So the essence of the game when you are playing with an opponent is just how to capture the king, to bring the king to a point of checkmate. Once you do that, you have won the game. But mind you, it will be difficult to just go and checkmate the king just like that. You need to make some strategic moves for you to be able to capture the king. So that is the essence of this game. And now you can now see that for the fact that the essence is just to capture the king, you now know that for you to capture the king, you have to think out yourself. Like you have to think outside of the box based on the rules of the game to ensure you can be able to capture that king. That is why the game of chess is very interesting, very engaging, and it's a game that will blow up your brain. When I mean blow up, it's going to develop all the difficult part of your brain very fast, because if you're able to think that fast, you're able to think that deep, your brain is developing. So that is for the king. Now, like I said before in the beginning of the video, the most difficult, or the most dangerous rather, the most dangerous official here is the queen. She is the most dangerous, and in fact she's the major protector of the king. So of course her essence, her major objective is to make sure you don't get to the king. So the game give her the liberty to ensure that you don't get to the king. Now her movements, she moves in all directions. That is why I told you before, she's the most dangerous of all of them. She moves in every direction. One, so she moves horizontally, she moves vertically, she moves diagonally like the bishop, but she doesn't move in an L shape. So she moves in every direction but an L shape. So she moves horizontally, vertically, and diagonally like the king, but she's better than the king because she can travel far. So she can from here like the rook and eliminate that pawn from there. But of course, you know that if you bring your queen and you come here to eliminate a pawn to checkmate the king. Now once this queen is here, she's checkmating the king because, like I said, she can move in all directions. So for her to stand here, she's checkmating the king, meaning that she can move. The king doesn't have any other place to move to, no other place, and except the king comes, to come and eliminate her. But then, if you make that move, your opponent's next move will be to use the same queen to eliminate your own queen, or use the bishop to eliminate your queen. I'm just giving an example anyway, that she can move that far. She can move here, she can move like this, she can move like this, she can move diagonally, she can move front, she can move back. That's why I said she is the most dangerous player, the most dangerous official this game would ever have. So the essence of this, like I said, is to is to get your opponent to a checkmate, to checkmate your opponent to a point where the king will just have to surrender. So if the game is getting too tough and the king can no longer take it, the game you're playing with your opponents is now too long. So once your opponent forces his king down, it means he has given up. Capture me and let's end this game. But if he keeps running, moving from one place to another, you've not won the battle yet. You only win the battle if he gives up, he drops the king down, or you checkmate him, put him in a state where he cannot move front, he cannot move back, he cannot move sideways. At that point, you have won the game. So I said earlier, it's a strategy game. It's a game that will make use of your brain. You will be thinking of how to outsmart your opponent. You'll be thinking of how to, you have up to 4 or 5 moves in your head. If my opponent plays this is what I'll play. If he doesn't play this, I will play this. But if he now plays this other one, I'll have to play this. So it's the game that will teach you a lot. And also in life generally, you need to, especially for those in the corporate world, you need to know about your competitors, know what they're about to do, so that you can be able to have an edge over them. So this is why this game is important. So for kids, like I said, children are not these days children are usually focused on their phones, on their tablets, and for a child to grow not knowing these games or not learning these games is not too good, because it's going to affect their social skills. Because when a child is only focused on phone, he doesn't get to interact with any other person, just himself and the phone. But when a game is introduced, there are different kinds of games. There are puzzles, there are Monopoly, there are different games that is very engaging, or that can be very engaging, that will make a child play with someone else, that will make that child want to bring out his or her best to win in that game. So games for children is very important. It cannot be overemphasized, especially when they're on holidays. Get a puzzle for them, get a chess game for them, get Scrabble, different games that will engage their minds, that will engage their brain. By so doing, you're actually developing their brain. I used to know someone that's a child, that child should be just 7 or maybe 6 or 7, but the child is very good with all these games, board games, good with Scrabble, very good with puzzles, and the child does so well in school, because you cannot just compete with that kind of child, because the child is good all around. When it comes to games like this, the child is good. When it comes to the child's study, the child is so good. So the child's brain has developed, it was now looking like the child's brain has developed more than his colleague, because he was actually good at all this. So I did some investigation. I found that at home, once they get to the house, the parents don't let them watch TV or watch tablets or use their tablet all the time. So there's a time for games where you have to think, not just games you have to watch. Now you have to think and try to win. So that alone made the child to be an A child in school. So I know, even you could do your research. A child that is good with all these games are usually very good in school. So this is the chess game. In the next video, I'll be playing with an opponent, so that you see how it works. So you can watch over again, learn the moves, learn the officials, and the way each of them moves. And when you are done, the next video we'll do a practical of playing with an opponent, so you would understand it better. And then on your own as a child, tell your daddy, tell your mommy to get you a chess game. You could just learn it. You could even learn it and teach your colleagues. It's going to help. So as parents as well, you could also buy for your kids and teach them. They'll learn, and it's going to help them a lot in their development. So the next video we're talking about I'll be challenging an opponent, and we'll see how that goes. So just to do a recap, I said it's a strategy game, and this is the rook. This is a rook. It has like a castle sign on top of it, and we said this is the knight. The horse sign is a knight, and we said that this is a bishop. This is the bishop, and we said this is the king, and we said this is the queen. This is the queen, and we termed her as the most dangerous official. And this is the bishop again, the knight and the rook, and these ones are the pawns in front. They're called the foot soldiers, so they're the pawns in front. And we said the rook cannot move except his road is free. So of course this one has to move front, so it comes here, it can move here, it can move vertically, it can move horizontally, vertically, it cannot move diagonal, and it can travel far. It can stay from here and get to this place. So this language of traveling far, you understand it better when there's a game, there's a life game going on. You understand what I mean by it can travel far. Then we said the knight, which is the most treacherous or the most tricky player, tricky official. It moves in an L shape, just L here. From here, this is an L shape. From here, this is an L shape. So that is how it moves. And then the bishop, we said the bishop moves only diagonally. So for it to move, of course, you have to bring it out. It cannot move when something is obstructing it. So it moves diagonal, 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 like this. And this is the king. The king moves all directions. It can move vertical, horizontal, front, back, sideways, diagonal, but it can only move one step at a time. That's a limitation for the king, one step at a time. Then for the queen, which is, we said, we termed as the most dangerous official, can move in all directions, every direction. She can move front, she can move back, she can move vertical, horizontal, she can move diagonal, and she can travel far from every angle, but she cannot make the L movements. The L movement is only meant for the knight. So that is where we're going to end for today. The next video we'll be talking about, we'll play an opponent, and then you would understand this better.